What is going on, fellas? And welcome back to Hungary for Success with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today we're taking on Paris Saint-Germain in our final Champions League group game. A win doesn't guarantee us second. We do need AZ to do us a favour, which they probably won't because they've not had any form of success so far. But you know, we can still hope. We can still dream. We're playing at home. We're also going to take on Halidas in the final game before the winter break. So our players are going to get a little bit of time to relax, which is going to be fantastic for them. But yeah, if you do want to enjoy this episode, do make sure to like and subscribe. It makes a massive difference to the channel. Now let's get into the video. Right, fellas, so like I said, we're taking on PSG in the first game today. I don't think we're going to be able to continue this good run of form that we're on at the moment. But you never know. We weren't very good in the last game. We played against Pushkash Academia, so not expecting an awful lot. So we'll just see how we get on. As I said, we did beat Pushkash. It was a very poor game. We were quite lucky to win, and we beat Depression 3-0. Mary basically dominated the game. Did miss a penalty for his hat-trick, but that's fine. We'll be fine. So, as I said, in the Champions League, we do need to beat PSG to jump ahead of Liverpool, but we also need AZ to do us a favour, and they probably won't. We do have a 7-point gap over Fervar in the league as well, so that's comforting, shall we say. They do have quite a good team, as you can see. Camavinga, Mbappe, Haaland, pretty decent players, and I never selected a team. So we're going to start with Perez in goal. Bourdais is going to play at right back. Mayer can play at left back. Mayer is just back from having a little bit of a rest. Medina and Neri. We're going to play Kouassi with Diaz on the right. Gilmar on the left. Carlsberg, because he scored. He's our top goal scorer. Have to play him. Fuskas is playing terribly, so Cremosta is going to actually start as the striker alongside Grodem, because Fuskas, as you can see, average rating for the last 5 games 6.64, so he can sit on the bench. Sorensen's going to sit on the bench with him. Kranic, Barreto, Katarik, O'Neill, and our final player on the bench will be Imre Lazar. I know I said that Mary did really well and scored a brace, but against Pushkash he wasn't very good. Just didn't really show up. So we're going into this game knowing that we need to win. So we are going to say secure place. No, players don't care. I believe you can make a difference. I believe you can make a difference. And I also believe that you can make a difference. So our defense is quite happy. I feel like our recent run of 5 wins potentially ends here. When you look at the PSG side, which has Delict, Wirtz, Camavinga, Mbappe, Havertz, Haaland, all in the starting 11. Yeah, it's not looking good. Gilmar does have a corner, and the brain has put us 1-0 up after just over a minute. We're just 1 minute in, and we've taken the lead. We have an entire stand that is empty. What? We still haven't finalised building or even planning the new stadium. So, you know, that's good fun. Bourdais gets absolutely done. Medina misses his tackle, but thankfully Perez is there to save it. Perez has been in fine form, I guess. Not been amazing, but he's also not been terrible. Unfortunately, Kranic didn't have a great game against Pushkash Academia, which, you know, not ideal. And Matinga hasn't had a huge amount of opportunities. Oh, Bourdais beautifully taken down. Cremosta playing as the advanced forward today. Normally, I've been playing him as the complete forward for a couple of games. It's actually been quite good. Haaland is true, and Haaland has equalised. We had our lead for 10 minutes, so that's more than I was expecting. I didn't even think we'd take a lead in this game. So the fact we had it for 10 minutes is quite nice. But yeah, the game against Norway that I played with Hungary, Haaland was involved, but wasn't very effective, and Kylian Mbappe has managed to get a goal. So they didn't spend too long equal. 4 minutes after they equalised, they took the lead. To be fair, I am expecting us to get dominated, to get beaten quite comfortably. Medina has a knock. Diaz has just given away a penalty. And this is all going terribly, terribly wrong. Diaz definitely gave away a penalty. There's no need. Like, you're obviously going to give a penalty. Liverpool have also just gone 2 up. So, the brief moment of us being in second is gone. We're now 3-1 down. Mbappe with his second of the game. And, yeah. I think we angered them by taking the lead early. We're going to have to take Medina off. But do I take him off now? Do we just say the game is done? He doesn't seem like it's only a bruised shin. Or so they say. I'm gonna get shouty. I was trying to decide what way I was going to act at halftime. Ooh, I have a highlight just before halftime. I was going to consider how I was going to interact with them. Oh, Gilmar, what a beautiful goal. Gilmar, not much of a goal scorer. Oh, Liverpool have put a third past AZ. Gilmar, not much of a goal scorer. Oh, for fuck's sake. Gilmar, not much of a goal scorer, much more of an assist man. So it's nice when he does pop up with a cheeky goal here and there. Mayer does quite well to get that challenge in, but Wirtz has his shot blocked as well. We go in at halftime only down by 1. I'm going to say that we owe them. Nope. This team does not like revenge. I'm going to thrash my arms at the strikers and say I'm furious with your finishing. We are going to swap the 2 strikers around. Have Grodin play as the advance forward for the remainder of this game. We're going to bring on Gitarik, play alongside Neary, who's going to swap over to the right side of centre back, of the centre backs. And we are going to leave our substitutions there. Neary is also playing terribly. Fantastic. So the brain is coming off for Gitarik, who has actually had the Bosnian manager appear at a couple of our games recently when he's played. So maybe he's going to get a chance to play for Bosnia again. Haaland gets past Neary as if he wasn't even there. Haaland with his second. So Mbappe, if we give away another penalty, Mbappe and Haaland are going to be fighting over who gets to take the penalty. I'm going to give the lads a bit of encouragement because, you know, whatever the PSG manager said has upset some of the players, and then they're instantly back to being quite happy. Nobody cares about the yellow 1 card away from being suspended. Has anyone ever taken a player off when they're 1 card away from being suspended? We're going to take we're going to take Diaz off for O'Neill because Diaz is tired, he's not playing well. It's just not going well at all, to be fair. This game has been less than fantastic. We're going to move Grodin out to left wing. We're going to bring Carlsberg on, or move Carlsberg up front, Grodin out into the wing. They've just brought on Jadon Sancho, you know. Yeah. Okay. Final change. For my final change, we're going to bring on Sorensen. And not very attacking. We're just going to go attacking. Confirm changes. Let's go. 15 minutes. Encourage the players. We can score twice. We can. PSG are hard. Man, PSG are hard. PSG are good. PSG are very good at football. Did you know that PSG are good at football? We have had a bit of a fire sale as well at the minute. Well, not a fire sale, but we're just shifting some of the players out in preparation for January. Liverpool have gone 4 ahead against AZ. So we're going into the Europa League for next season. As I kind of expected when I saw the draw. This was never going to go really well. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased because, to be fair, that wasn't great. Carlsberg, disappointed. It's why you came off. Grodin, you weren't great. Diaz, furious. Whatever. Neary, I'm not happy. Christian Perez, you won't be starting the next game because you were poor. Guitar came on, didn't do a whole lot either. So this is kind of what you'd expect when you're playing Paris Saint-Germain. Did not work out for us. Yeah, it's just, Oh, and also we had our youths candidate preview thing. It's not looking great. So we have a defensive midfielder who has the potential to go far, a forward who's considered a fine prospect, who's also from Eshtugorum. And other than that, don't expect a whole lot. So we won't, but we will be back. Oh, excuse me. We will be back in just a second for the Haladas game. Hopefully that goes well compared to being smashed by PSG. Right, so it's time to take on Haladas. Should be an easy game, one would imagine. We've almost sold out. It's not that bad, actually. Fair enough. I didn't actually check. I want to see how many people showed up to the PSG. Not that many. That's sad. I was expecting fairly full stadium, but alas, it was not to be. So for this game, we're starting with Barreto at centre back. O'Neill comes into play in central midfield, and Fuskas is going to start up front, even though his form's been shocking. I'm giving him an opportunity. Neary should be on the bench, but no, actually not. You're not, because you've been in terrible form. So the changes for today's game: Thorsten comes in for Bordet, Barreto comes in for Neary, Fuskas comes in for Grodum, and O'Neill for Diaz, because Diaz did give away that penalty that started PSG's comeback, and I'm using him as my scapegoat, even though I don't think he had an awful lot to do with it. I'm going to thrash my arms and say expect a significantly better game. Bada bing, bada boom, kick off, skip. Straight into it. I'm going to chuck a bit of encouragement at them in case we don't score. Fuskas down to O'Neill. Finds Mayer. And Mayer gets taken down by ex-Dorogi central midfielder Joanaro, our previous Mozambique international central midfielder. We've picked up some quite fantastic random nationalities in our travels. Cremosta to O'Neill. Mayer absolutely spoons it over the bar. And yeah, Lastra, one of our players as well as Joanaro. Up, Kasberg taking a free kick. Lastra gets a touch to it. I think that is our ex-goalkeeper, I think. There's another Argentinian who I think has the last name Lastra, and he's not actually one of ours from years gone by. We're 10 minutes in and we haven't scored yet. Kasberg almost won the ball back, Kasberg does win the ball back. Fuskas finds Cremosa. Gilmer's through, and Lastra with the save. To be fair, that wasn't a great shot by Gilmer. Our Brazilian beast gets headed away, but Fuskas is going to be there to pick it up and gets it across to Gilmer, who's still hanging around on the opposite wing. Cremosa finds Mayer, whips it across, and again it's booted away. This is a very long highlight with not a whole lot happening. Mayer, Barreto. Okay, so now it's just our defenders passing the ball to each other. Back to Perez, who actually has started in this game, even though I said he probably wasn't going to. Decided to just put him in. Fuskas. Everyone's teleporting now. I thought, FM, you're doing all sorts of weird things. Nobody's playing terribly. Kouassi's not having the best game in the world. O'Neill finds Cremosa, who turns, and he's put it over. We're just snatching a little bit of chances, so we're going to go be more expressive, run a defence, work ball into the box. Let's see what happens with that. Haladas, this result would actually take them out of the bottom two. We can't allow that to happen. Kasberg dinks it across, and one of the shortest men on the pitch heads the ball into the back of the net. Gilmer with the goal. Speaking of short players on pitches, one of the players we're signing in, I think he's arriving in January. It might actually be after January. An Italian left back who is, wait for it, 5'1". I do enjoy finding players that are fairly short or exceptionally tall. Like if a player is shorter than 5'4", you've piqued my interest. If a player is taller than 6'7", you have also piqued my interest. Fuskas, that's not really playing the ball into the box, but okay. The guy who is 5'1", he's not really that good. I'm just kind of hoping that with our facilities, he becomes a better footballer. I've given out to Fuskas specifically because it's not been great, and he, until the January window opens, is our most expensive player that we've ever bought. I don't think we've bought anyone more expensive than him. Paid 11 million for him, and I feel like it's potentially 11 million wasted. Or not necessarily fully wasted, but we could have probably signed someone who would have been a better player for us. But at the same time, he's been fine. He just goes through phases where he's not great. Gilmar, Lastra just manages to get a fist to it. I don't know really what he got to it. He hit something with it, or hit the ball with something on his body, put it behind, and then Medina heads over. Like, Haladas haven't been playing all that well, but Lastra is the only reason they're still in this game. Thorsten's absolutely shit the bed. This is potentially his final league game. Carlsberg finds the back of the net. Bada bing, bada boom. 18th of the season for Paul Carlsberg. Get in. Bish bosh bosh. Top ins. You just, when he takes a shot from a free kick, you're like, this guy probably going to score. Thorsten is going to come off for Bordet because he is just so bad today. Kwasi is going to come off for Lago, and O'Neill is going to move over to be the Mazzella. I'm considering changing our midfield slightly. We've been playing with a box-to-box Mazzella pretty much the entire time we've been in the top division. Fuskas can't even get an assist. Carlsberg fluffs his lines. I'm thinking of potentially bringing in a playmaker, which we haven't had for a while. I think playmakers generally is. I do generally like to play with a playmaker, but of late I've just kind of, I don't know. I've not really been feeling playmakers in this save. I think a lot of this was because I wanted to make a change, but then I also went and played a 4-2-4. So, Bordet, please don't get sent off again. Carlsberg's picked up the wayward pass. Grodum is true. Oh, he's just absolutely sat Lastra down. Put it in the back of the net. I wonder would Fuskas have done that had he stayed as the advanced forward. Grodum's not on the pitch all that long. And just it's beautiful how he's just like, yeah, Lastra, you lie down. I'm going to run the ball. I'm going to chip you, and then I'm going to run over your face. Because Grodum is just that guy. Attila Vinci manages to bring it back and scores for Haladas. Don't do this again. Mayer finds Carlsberg with the header. Carlsberg rather easily dispossessed. He has been mentioning recently, Carlsberg. Well, not mentioning, but like if you go into his information, he's like, maybe I want to go play for a bigger team. So basically what he's saying is, I want to go play in China. Because I don't think any big club is going to come in from Gilmar. I don't think any big club is actually going to come in for Carlsberg. We haven't had too much interest, but what a save by Lastra. Once the January transfer window opens, I would imagine there's a high chance that like a club from Qatar or Kuwait, maybe not Kuwait, or China would potentially come in for Carlsberg again, because there has been interest in him. We've just never allowed it to happen. Speaking of the devil, Carlsberg, sometimes he just really, really shows up. And today is one of those days where he just decided he was going to be a footballer. That is a Carlsberg brace. 3 goals from our wingers. And Grodum scoring. Lagos managed to get himself booked. all's well that ends well. 4-1, good win for us. Carlsberg with a perfect 10. The man, while he would sometimes be a less than ideal player, could actually be the best player we've ever had. Halidas also just sacked their manager, her under-19s manager, who was here for a year, went to Halidas and got sacked after 18 games in charge. It's an ill-informed decision, if you're asking me, which I suppose you are. So in the next episode, we will probably come back for the Euro Cup first knockout round, which I don't think it's the group stage finished. The group stage is finished, so we have AEK or Rennes, Borussia Mönchengladbach, Fenerbahce, Benfica, Man United. How did Man United end up here? Olympiacos, Lazio are all in the draw as well. And a bunch of pretty decent Champions League sides made it through, as dropped into this, or made it through. You know, they made it through to the first knockout round of the Europa League. When is the draw actually for the first knockout round? It's in 2 days' time, but you're not going to find out because that's going to be for the next episode, which will also be the January/February transfer window roundup. So that should be an interesting one. Like I said, we have a lot of players joining in the not too distant future, and I cannot wait for them to arrive so I can see if I've wasted a whole bunch of money, which I probably have. But we do need to spend some because we have 60 or 70 million in the bank. Transfer budget 65.5 million. We have 120 million in the bank, and we've made a profit so far this month of £341. Get in. We will be back in the next episode for all of that. If you have enjoyed this one, do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one.